Support for Just Seen It comes from Fandor, dedicated to supporting independent films and filmmakers. Movies from around the world are available at fandor.com/PTV. Fandor, all for film. Noah and his family live simple lives, estranged from humanity. Trusting that the Creator has spoken to him, Noah believes the world will end in a great flood.
We build a vessel to survive the storm.
He builds an ark to save humanity in Noah.
Hi, I'm Leah, and I'm here with Kevin and Salim, and we're here to talk about Noah, the new Darren Aronofsky movie starring Russell Crowe. We've all just seen it. Who wants to start?
I actually was a bit apprehensive of this movie. Obviously, a lot of people have been hearing about all the troubles it's been having. There's a little bit of the religious crowd that it was trying to please, and there's a new cut that was made that Aronofsky didn't like. Eventually, he was able to get the final cut of the movie. However, in watching the film, it looks like he might not have, because he's, I don't know, he's trying to please a couple of different crowds here. The religious crowd, obviously, and also the fantasy crowd. And I think in trying to please everybody, he might not have pleased anybody.
It was for sure Noah for the Game of Thrones crowd.
Exactly, yeah.
Or the Lord of the Rings crowd, because it got a little goofy from time to time.
To say the least.
But I almost feel like either go all fantasy with it,
yeah,
or not, because every time they would go fantasy with it, I was like, okay,
right,
I see how they're relating this story to a mythological world. But then the little biblical touches would come in, and it took me right out of it.
You know, for me, this movie is such a conundrum. It's just a puzzle. I just keep lingering on it, trying to figure out what's wrong with it? Like, how did this happen? It's almost like a case study, you know? And I think when you think about how studios are trying to please all these different kinds of audiences, but what winds up happening is it doesn't really fully commit to any of them. And this movie really feels like it didn't have the courage of his convictions.
Yeah, right. It's compared to the majority of his movies. Now, we know that Aronofsky is a great creative talent, and it's
but you know, he pulls his punches here.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I felt like he wasn't as committed to his own vision as he would have wanted to. And there are many theories of what the movie might have been or could have been, and each one of those theories makes sense to me in terms of Aronofsky and what he does.
It feels like there's studio intrusion all over this. We don't know.
We don't know
can speculate,
but
this is what this film looks like typically when the studio and the filmmaker are at odds with the final vision.
We need to save enough of them to start again.
But what of us?
I guess we get to start again too, in a new and better world. But first, we have to build them.
So let's talk about our lead a little bit, Russell Crowe. I thought he was great, even though he's pretty much playing Russell Crowe, but we love Russell Crowe for that. And he, he's grizzled, and what I love is that he's not this messiah character. He's very human and lived in, which is good because I can identify myself in the character.
And he has a good arc. I mean, he goes places in this film, and it didn't just kind of taper off like, I saved the world.
Well, and see, that's why I really wanted that crisis of free will versus, not free will.
Yeah.
Things being predetermined in destiny. I wanted to see that come to a crisis. An actor like Russell Crowe deserves to struggle and grapple with that.
I like that you bring in everything about free will, because I think the person or the character that does bring this up in the movie is played by Winstone, and he's a great villain. Because I think the best villains are the villains who believe wholeheartedly in what they're doing and are able to have the audience believe it to the point where, you know what, he's actually kind of plausible in what he's trying to do. And I think that he was able to do that.
Return to your cities of Cain. No, we have all been judged.
I have men at my back, and you stand alone and defy me?
I'm not alone.
Let's talk about the real star of this movie, Darren Aronofsky.
Darren. I call him Darren because we're friends.
Darren.
Oh, y'all got it like that, huh?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I love his vision. I like his films. I don't like all of them, but I just like he has a different perspective on things.
Right. Yeah.
But as we've said, he needed to bring that perspective, like full tilt boogie in this, and he wavered.
He did.
Yeah, it feels because we know his previous work and kind of his stylistic, his vision, his sensibility. It really feels like there was something leaning on him, right?
Yeah.
And So we could appreciate it for his stylistic choices and very kind of being visually arresting.
Oh, it looks great.
It does look great. I mean, it's great at times. However, the CGI is not as good as it should be. I mean, there's no excuse
See, I
at
didn't
this
think
point.
it was that bad.
Well,
until the end, and they showed some animals that look like they're in front of a blue screen or something.
it was a little bit glaring to me in terms of it.
And I thought
Which might be why they didn't show them that much. Because
Yeah,
the animals,
true.
once they enter, they're just sleeping.
You know, overall, Aronofsky is definitely someone that's intriguing and someone that you wanna pay attention to, whatever project he's involved in.
There are some interesting additions to the Genesis lore here, but it tries to please too many and winds up not pleasing the most important person, me. Stream it.
Noah is what happens when you try and serve or avoid two masters, and consequently it becomes neither fish nor fowl. But it is a conundrum, and so I say stream it.
I'm right with you guys on everything that you've said, but I feel like if you're gonna see it, you should see it at the theater, so I'm actually gonna give it a see it.
All right, our votes add up to 2 tickets, which is a stream it for Noah.
Cheers!
And on the 8th day, God created Just Seen It.
And then destroyed it the next day.
You stupid.
AJA Video Systems, proud supporter of Just Seen It, offers a wide range of professional acquisition and post-production solutions. Learn more at aja.com/PTV.